can start. We have these 10 questions that we are supposed to talk about that are actually the questions are supposed to guide our conversation, but we are not attached to only answer that ones. But
Okay.
okay, so we are live on YouTube. So good evening, everybody. Tonight we are talking about healthy food, the importance of being careful about what you eat. And so we have Marcos and Miriam here. I am Leandro. And okay, first of all, I would like to ask you, Marcos, to introduce yourself and answer the first question. What does healthy food mean to you, and how would you describe it?
Okay. Hi everyone. Good evening. I'm Marcos. I'm from São Paulo. I'm 47 years old. I'm married. I'm a father of two daughters. They are twins, 12 years old. So we have a lot of fun at home. Um, I work with technology. I have a background as a software developer, but for the past 15 years, I've been managing projects in IT. Uh, Considering the question, what does health food mean to me? I think health food is something that uh, makes me feel better, makes me feel okay with make me feel not hungry anymore. But it does, but at the same time, this kind of food don't give me bad health, but don't give me trouble with my health. How can I describe healthy foods in small words? Is something natural, is something that you don't have to take out from a bag. It's it's a potato, it's a lettuce, it's something natural. You don't have some processing or some manufacturing over that. That's it.
Okay, so uh, I like it, your answer. And but first of all, I would like to mention that such a great experience to have twins, right?
Yes,
So
man.
since you were 35 years old, it's something like a new life to you, isn't it? Like, man, I have a son. I'm sorry, he is 3 years old, but he is just only one. I can't imagine the challenges you face, you and your family, but on the other hand, the happiness these kids brought to your life. So
The,
congratulations.
the first year is challenging because you have two babies at home. Uh, we had some help, even when my wife was in her license, pregnancy license. But it's hard to manage that. Sometimes we couldn't sleep an entire night. But
I can
I
imagine with just one baby, it was a nightmare.
when they turned one, they started to walk and they started to iterate together. So they started to have funny, they start to play, to joke together. So I think, considering what we observed from other friends, that uh, at this moment, after this moment, it was easier having two babies than having just one, because who has one, in our observation, this kid always needs the attention of an adult. So even the daddy or the mom will always paying attention, having to play jokes with him, with the kids. So for us, this moment, we observed it was helpful to have a little sister for each one.
Yeah, I believe that can be great. Like I have two twin nephews and they are like 5 months old.
Oh,
Yes, pretty recent. But of course, uh let's get forward, but it's something, it's a subject that I really like to talk about. So
thank you.
congratulations and nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Median, I apologize. We almost took 10 minutes
No,
talking about.
I just want to have one question because I was. Do you have two or three kids?
Two.
Okay, because Leandro was talking like, oh, you have a seven, then 11. For me, it was like that. Two is normal.
No, 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 no. I mentioned that they are 12 years old, you know, but it's even if I don't know if you have kids, Medium, but even if it's just one baby, it's a change in your lives. I mean, something like you are not living for you anymore, but you are living for anybody else, for a
Yes.
human being that needs you at least on their 15 years, their first 15 years, they need you. So it's such a great experience, great responsibility as well. And that's why I am so impressed talking about kids. So, Miriam, nice to meet you too. I believe you have never participated in one of my immersions here. And I remember I forgot to introduce myself. Despite the fact that there's nothing really interesting about me, I am I am 33 years old. I live here in Santa Catarina, Florianópolis city, and I work with IT infrastructure for a couple of years. So I believe that's enough. And what about you, Media? Can you please introduce yourself and tell us what do you think healthy food means to you?
Yes, I am Midian from Rio de Janeiro. I live on the capital and I am here in Talk since June. About the what healthy food is, as Marcus told us, that healthy food is the food that you don't need to put in oil, you don't need to put a lot of sugar, like fruits or vegetables, and this is awesome for your healthy. But unfortunately, we are eating fruits and vegetable with a lot of poisons, and this is really bad for our body. What how do you describe it? I did this. I tried
Yes.
this.
Yes, awesome. So yeah, in my concept, healthy food, it's something as Marcus you have mentioned, it's something that is not processed with enough saturated fats and not a lot of sugar. But it's hard because it's expensive to eat healthy or to eat healthy. Yes, it's expensive to eat healthy food. I mean, it's easier to you to go to the bakery to get a pizza, a freezed pizza, and then you have like a meal, and that's it. You have no time to cook anything. You have no time to go to the fair to get the vegetables, to get the whatever you want to cook. And it's something really hard these days. And I consider healthy food all that you can have within a balanced diet. Something like you need fat, you need to eat carbohydrate, you need to eat protein, but you need to balance these things. I believe you need to have equilibrium, and it's really hard to have equilibrium these days. So in my concept, this is what healthy food means. And so we have the second question. Mindian, do you mind to read and answer the second question to us? Midian, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you name some example? Is number 3 or number 2?
Number
Two.
number number two.
Number 2, do you think it is important to eat healthy food? Of course. Why or why not? Of course, it's important to eat healthy food because around us there is a lot of fatty foods with a lot of sugar, with a lot of oil to make our healthy bad. And we have a lot of propaganda to make us wish this type of food. There is a big hamburger on TV or on social media, and you say, "Oh, maybe I will try that." I don't like hamburger. Even when I was teenager, hamburger for me was I didn't like it this way. I was
Seriously?
imagining this about the propaganda because they put so big, and this make our mind wish this, wanted this, and this is bad because a lot of kids see this and say for their parents, "Oh, let's try it," but isn't good. And unfortunately, when you go to supermarkets or when you buy some fruits, that isn't the same propaganda. Like, oh, eat fruit, drink water. That isn't it. But for fatty foods and for junk foods or for fast food, there is a lot.
Yeah, I think it's the same with credit cards. Nobody says, "Hey, now that you've bought something, go home, take your card away and go home, enjoy what you have bought, what you have bought." No, they want you buying more and more and more. It's the same. It's the same. I believe the ads are designed to us to spend our money until the last penny we have. You know what I mean? So everybody is fighting for our attention, and every company is fighting for selling more and more and more and have more profit. And that's it. I believe we have to be, I don't know, wise to try to control ourselves, even to don't believe in this propaganda, in these ads, and also to control, to have a healthy, to eat healthy, right? Don't, what do you think about it, Marcus?
Oh, man, of course it's important to have healthy food. I try I try to stay healthy or in my foods something around 80% or 90% of everything I eat during a week. I like hamburger, I like pizzas, so I have space for them in my week because if I cut it out totally, probably in the long run, I will lose the discipline. So I during Monday to Friday, I try to avoid all of this, but on the weekends, I have an hamburger or I have a pizza, I have a dessert, I have a cup of wine, and that's it.
Oh, I
So
believe, no, go ahead.
it helped me. Why or why not? Because we are what we eat, we are what we read. So I think if I have healthy food, I can be healthier. It's one can get unhealthy eating a lot of healthy food, but it's easier to get unhealthy eating unhealthy food. So I try to stay in the side of the healthy food. That's it.
That's great. And I like your strategy to like to preserve yourself during the week, and then the weekend to permit yourself to enjoy some junk food, or not junk food, but not that healthy food, right? And I believe it's a good strategy. And I remember right now the soda, do you like to drink soda? And when I say soda, I mean Coke, I mean Guaraná, I mean, that fruit beverages. We call it soft beverages. So I quit like 2 or 3 years ago drinking soda, and it was something really good because I was used to drink like 2 liters a day
Yeah.
of Coke. Yes, work with IT, man. You know what I mean.
Soda
So
and coffee.
yes, I'm not a big fan of coffee, but soda, man, I like it. Like that sensation, that feeling, a lot of chemicals.
Yeah.
It was so good, but I quit completely. But of course, I replaced it with sparkling water. And
Just like me.
yeah, so
I made the
there
same.
there we go. And man, it's a turn like something that have changed my life. So, and it's funny because I don't feel like I need to drink it again. I don't know why. I'm okay with that. But when I try to give up on hamburger, on junk food, it's impossible. So I try to use almost the same strategy that you have to preserve myself during the week, and then during the weekend to 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 let it be. You know.
Nice.
Great. So, question number 3: can you name some examples of foods that are considered healthy, Marcus?
Oh man.
You
Rice,
already you
bean.
you have already mentioned, right?
Yes,
Uh,
rice, beans, salads, vegetables. Everything we have to prepare with our hands. I think we can consider health.
what about you, Media? Can you mention any food that you consider healthy?
Everything that you don't put on the package, everything that you don't have to maybe prepare a lot, all the fruits, all the vegetables. I was trying to imagine something healthy that I don't, I don't know if there is something healthy you that is on the package, or you or something unhealthy isn't in the package. I am trying to remember or search, but I don't have now.
Well, in my case, I like so much rice and beans. I don't know why. I'm a big fan, as Marcus mentioned. But I also like beef, like lean beef. I don't like the fat ones. Chicken, fish, and I'm a big fan of chicken, fish, and unfortunately, I like it more fried than cook it. It's tastier to me. I don't know. I like it more. And also, you mentioned some salad, lettuce, tomatoes, and I really like it, and I think that is healthy food. And as Miriam have mentioned, everything that you don't put in a package, right? I remember I heard from an oncologist. He gave a cancer diagnostic to a patient, and he said, from now on, you have to avoid any food that comes to you in packages. And I was thinking, so isn't that later to to say that to recommend? Like, why don't recommend it beforehand? I mean, why don't everybody try to follow the same advice? And makes no sense at all. But I totally agree with you, Miriam. We have to avoid everything that came to us in packages. But sometimes it's hard. We know it's hard. And we have some more questions about it, and we know that it's hard and expensive to eat completely healthy. So we have the question 4. Let me see. how do you try to include healthy foods in your meals or snacks? Miriam, can you please answer that?
Normally, I am a healthy person. I all the time eat fruits. I all the time eat vegetables. I my not a daily routine, maybe week routine is make one big bowl with a lot of vegetables to eat during the week because I'm really lazy to cook. I am really lazy. So Saturday is the day to do everything. I made one big box with a lot of vegetables and put on the freezer. I make one big box with a lot of fruits because I love fruits, my favorite. I love few fruits, and I put. Unfortunately, my favorite is banana, and banana there is a lot of sugar, banana there is a lot of carbo, and I try to don't buy, but I really love banana. And what was the question?
Actually, the question was, how do you try to include healthy foods in your meals or snacks? And makes total sense to me what you have mentioned.
Okay.
Like, but let me ask you something. Is that a soup, a big soup, or no, it's just cooked vegetables?
Me?
How, yes,
Me?
yes, you,
I
yeah, you
no no no
mentioned,
no no. Isn't a soup. Soup is just in the winter. On the winter, and here in Brazil, the winter is just in May and July, and June. No, I put a lot of vegetables on the in a box and put in the freezer because they don't will like destroy it. They don't will be maybe bad to eat because if I put like sound is a big salad. It's like that. It's a big salad that I eat and don't need to cook. I
I
just cut
understand.
every vegetables that I want to eat during the week and put in the box and put in the freezer. And when I want to make my salad, I take off one part, not all. I take one part. I take it one part and put on the plate and put I don't know how to say vinagre, azeite, this type of things, lemon, and I put and I eat this.
Oh, great. I believe vinegar is vinegar and azeite is oil. So you try to, oh, it's interesting way to eat. And do you like that? Do you like that routine? Do you like that habit?
Yes, yes, I like because I don't like to cook every day, and for me this is so easy, and I just have to cook the protein, the fish, the chicken, and I just what I just cook the protein because I don't eat beans or rice. I am not original Brazilian. I
Don't
don't
say
like
that.
to.
Don't say that.
I don't like to eat beans and rice. Okay, beans is okay, but just the bean that my mother do. I don't live with my parents, so I live alone. And when I am alone, normally my routine is eat salad and protein and fruits all, during all my week, and my mother be very upset because she say no, you have to change, you have to eat one thing in one day and other things in another day. But for me I'd be really lazy to cook, so I prefer it's the same during all the week and maybe change the meat and put chicken, eggs, or fish, or or what? Yes, all these
Yeah,
things.
actually makes a lot of sense to me. Like you're eating protein, you're eating vegetables, and that's it. That's okay. If you're happy and if it's working for you, that's fine. Don't you think? You don't have to cook all every single day and rice and beans and pasta. Makes a lot of sense for me. No, so in my case, me and my wife, we always try to have like she cooks in the noon, like in the morning, to us to have lunch, and then we have enough to eat as well in the dinner time. So we avoid to buy any junk food during the night. So it's a strategy. We are going to the park with my son, and then we see a hot dog store. I don't know if it's a hot dog store or you know what I mean. A hot dog place, a place that sells hot dog, and we smell that delicious that delicious. I don't know the name. I forgot the name, but whatever. You you have to be like, oh man, what's happening with me today? You have to be strong to avoid eating on the street. But we always say to to ourselves, look, we have food at home, so let's get back home and eat our dinner properly. You know what I mean? So that's a good tactic because if we don't have anything at home and we have to cook anything, it's easier to give up and buy something out there. So that's our strategy. What about you, Marcus?
Oh man, I adopt the same strategy as you all. I try, even I like to cook, and I would love to cook every day, every meal. I don't have this time. I work at home, but I don't have all this time to cook all the meals. So everything I can, I prepare in advance in the weekend. And as Midian said, protein is fast, is easier to prepare during the or just before the meal. So that is what I try to do. So this way, as you said, having this food prepared at home, we avoid iFood, we avoid all snacks, and even when sometimes in the Fridays night, my wife and my daughters they wanted to have pizza, and I said, okay, we can order a pizza, but I will have my dinner before. So when the pizza comes to our place, I will have just one slice, not three, four, or five.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Man, this is a perfect strategy. I have never thought
Seriously.
about
Seriously.
that.
It were on Saturday, I will just eat pizza, but on Friday, I will have my dinner before the pizza. And that's it. That's routine. When you get familiar with a routine, it's okay, it's normal.
And it's funny because you can order a small pizza, right? Because we are, at least in my case, I am the biggest eater, if I can say that here at home. Like I can eat 5 or 6 slices of pizza, you know, easy. It's
Me
easy to
too.
me.
Me too.
So, but if I had dinner before, it's something like dessert. I don't recall the pronunciation of dessert. Let me check. So dessert, dessert, dessert. So it's something like that. You are only, oh, okay, I will just taste it. I just prove it, and that's okay. It's different, totally different than eat more than half of the pizza. I like it, that idea. So we have the question 5. And but also, let me see, we are answering the 4th question. We have the 5th question, but I would like to jump to the 6th question. Do you find it challenging to eat healthy? What difficulties do you face? And I would like to answer that one. In my case, I think it's hard to get healthy food. Sometimes it is expensive or more expensive than junk food. And I believe if you live in a countryside or in a small city, it's easier to get direct from the source. I mean, you have small producers and we have more fairs, we have more places that sells local food. So I believe it's easier to you to get at a reasonable price. But on the other hand, if you live in a big city and you don't have time to go to specific places, sometimes it's hard to get healthy food. So that's why I find it challenging to eat healthy. And what do you think, Marks? Do you have any difficulties to eat healthy?
At the beginning, yes. When you are used to eating flavored food, it's hard to go to the side of the healthy food. When you have processed cake, you have together sugar and fat. That is a combination that you can't find in the nature, but it's very tasty, and this taste gives us easy dopamine, so you get addicted to this dopamine. So it's hard at the beginning to avoid this. Midian said a few minutes ago that she loves banana, and I love banana too. And I eat probably 3 or 4 bananas every day. And these bananas are for me a health dessert. So that is a kind of a trade-off that I made to make easier to having healthy foods in my life, in my routine.
And it's funny because it these too much flavored food can distort our taste buds. I mean, you maybe don't feel like satisfaction eating normal food anymore. You always need this
Yes.
this level of stimulant that you get when you are eating high levels of sugar and fat. And also it's funny, as Miriam mentioned, and you have just mentioned about bananas. It's fun because I have my mother-in-law, she has diabetes, and she mentioned to me that she is not allowed to eat fruits in general. Like if you eat if you drink orange juice, there's a lot of sugar there, mainly because you're not just eating one orange with all that fibers on it. You are
Yes.
drinking just the sugar without the fibers, but you are drinking the sugar of eight orange, not just only one. And
And no
so
fibers.
yeah, so it's something unnatural to us, to our body digest. And also there are some food like potatoes, cassava. Do you know cassava? Have you ever
No.
heard about it? It's CASSAVA, IP, or mandioca.
Okay.
It's called
Okay.
cassava
Thank
in
you.
English.
So,
Yeah, so there are some natural foods that people that have diabetes they cannot eat. It's not healthy because of the amount of sugar on it. So this is really interesting. What about you, Miriam? What do you think about the sixth question? Do you find it challenging
No,
to
number
eat health?
6.
Yes.
Challenge, no, but I think my problem is with carbo because there is carbo in everything. I try to don't eat a lot of bread. Oh my dog. I try to don't eat bread.
Oh my dog, I like that. Oh my dog. Don't worry. This is the reality.
I try to don't as I told you, I live alone, and I don't buy bread because I know if I buy bread, I will do a lot of rice, like receitas with bread. I will make like a pizza with bread. I will make toast with bread. I will make, I don't know, a lot of things with bread. And for don't eat bread, I don't buy. I just buy when I have someone come to my home, some relatives, and for this reason I try to don't buy this, because my problem isn't with junk food or fast food. I am not a person who eat pizza, who eat coxinha. This type of food don't make me, oh my god. But like pasta, bread, lasagna, oh, make my eyes shine. Shine out. Oh yes,
Right.
yes. And this, I try to stay away from this food because I know isn't good for me, because I don't have control. If I eat one, I will eat 2, 3, 4, 11. It's like
Wow.
this. And for this reason, I try just stay away and try to be more healthy.
That's good. That's good. Actually, it's a good strategy as well. And I was used to eat a lot of bread, a lot, because I really like it, as you have mentioned. Like I was, when I was young, like 10 years ago, I was able to eat like 10 bread, that French bread, the regular bread, the bakery bread. I was able to eat like during a breakfast in the afternoon, like 10 bread. So it's not healthy. And right now, 10 years after, I am facing the consequences of my decisions. But matter of fact, I prefer that strategy that you both have, that is to avoid. If you don't have it at home, it's easier to avoid, right? Same with chocolate, same with uh, sweets, dessert in general. So this is really a really great strategy to have. So we have more questions here. We have like 12 minutes left. Let me see. We have the number 7. Marcus, do you want to choose any of the left questions? We have 7, 8, 9, and 10. Do you want to choose and then read and answer one of them?
Okay, let me see.
While you think about it, I'm going to share this survey URL.
Okay.
I really like that you guys evaluate yourselves there. And please, if you have liked something, you can mention. If you dislike something, you better mention that, so that way we can improve, we can change something. And this is really good to our experience here at the Talk and Talk community. So it's your turn, Marcus.
Okay, I will choose the question number 10. I
Great.
think I had a kind of answered it before, but I wanted to listen more from you and Midian. So the
Great.
question is it okay to occasionally have treats or snacks while still maintaining a balanced diet? Yes, I think it is, because it helps us to stay in the health diet. When you talk to a nutritionist who is updated, it will allow you to have some chocolate every day. If you tell him, if you tell the doctor, oh, I can't live without chocolate, because and it allows it for you, because he knows that is it better to be healthy 80% of the time than 0%. And that small piece of chocolate after every meal will not put your diet in ruin. And that's the opposite. It will probably gives you some stronger to keep in the diet. So that's the reason why I think it's normally to balance the things, so you can have 80% of your week of your meals in the healthy side, and 10 or 20% having something more flavorful, so you can keep this way in a better balance.
Great. Midian, do you agree with Marcus or not?
Yes, I agree with Marcos. I think to eat occasionality, this type of food motivates you to stay in your diet if you are, and motivate you to eat good food, and you can make like a challenge with yourself. Oh, if I pass 1 week without sugar, in the weekend I will eat one piece of chocolate. This can motivate you. It's good for your health.
Great, great. I like it, that point of view. I agree with you guys. We don't have to be extremists regarding diet. And we know, matter of fact, we know that when we cut off 100% something from our lives, it's bigger the chances that we will back to this behavior in a while. So, and I believe I don't have a diet specific. Like I don't track everything that I eat, but I always try to balance stuff. I mean, as I mentioned, right now we have a ready meal at home. So after this immersion, I'm going to have dinner, and I will avoid to eat that hot dog that we are wanting for days, me and my wife. So maybe in the weekend, during the weekend, we can have it, but we are avoiding to have it right now on a Wednesday night. So I believe it makes sense that you have like some snacks or even meat sweet chocolate or any kind of chocolate occasionally, and that you can keep up with your diet or with your healthy food habits, right? So, Miriam, please, can you choose, read, and answer any of the three questions we have left, like 7, 8, or 9 questions?
Maybe the nine. How does eating healthy food make you feel physical and mentality? Healthy food give you more energy when you eat. In my opinion, this happened with me when I eat a lot of carbo. I feel lazy. I feel tired. I just want to stay on the bed, and this is unhealthy. And when I eat vegetables and fruit, I feel like more energy, and I want to go out. I want to do things, but with like bread or carbo, I don't feel the same.
Oh, makes sense. What do you think, Marcus?
I totally agree with Median. We feel energized when we eat healthy. But instead of median, I used to eat a lot of carbo. 3 years ago, I started to practice weightlifting. It was a medical prescription, and I started practicing weightlifting. So I go to the gym 5 times a week. And carbo is very important for me. No carbo is no energy, is no strong to perform at the gym. So uh, considering this, taking this question about the gym out of my life, I can live easy with protein and vegetables. But for having energy, for everything I have to do in my day, I need some carbo. Even considering it can make me feel lazy after lunch, after dinner, but I have to have an special amounts of carb every day.
It's funny because it's hard when you have like a meal of pasta with sauce. And when it is delicious, it's hard to you eat only the amount that you need. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So when you have that Saturday lunch with a delicious, a tasty pasta meal, it's hard. If you don't have to work after it, it's hard to eat only the amount that you need. Almost, at least in my case, I think like that. So, and considering the question, I believe that eating healthy food make you physically and mentally better. There are some kinds of food that increase your mental activity, your brain activity, or it's a positive output. And when you combine these healthy food habits with working out, doing something outside, it, it is really good. I believe, at least in my case, I've been working out for a while. Of course, I'm not a bodybuilder, as you can notice, but I like to keep movement myself. Like I go to the gym regularly. I like to walk outside.
Yes.
I'm not able to run. I believe that I my weight is like 110 kilos, so my knees doesn't they are not able to
Yeah.
support myself running. So and I'm getting old. That's why I believe I'm not able to to run anymore. But I like to be active. Like my wife always said, why don't you go by car there on the supermarket? And I'll go like I can walk. That's
Nice
a
choice.
that's a gift. My son uh, today my son asked me, "Don't you think it's a good idea to go by car?" With 3 years old, don't you think it's a good idea to go by car? And I was like, "Not, no. I let your dad walks a little bit." So that's it. People, it was a really nice conversation. I mean, I don't remember I believe it's our first immersion together,
I think it is.
Marcos and Media. So it was nice to meet you. I really liked our conversation. Please evaluate our conversation there on the platform. And if you can, please be here the next week. We are going to talk about learning numbers. It's a pretty interesting subject, at least for me. And I believe that's it. Microphone is open. You can share any thoughts about our conversation or any suggestions. Please mark this medium. We have like 1 minute and a half. Marcus, please, what do you think about our conversation tonight? Did you
I,
like it?
I loved our conversation. I love the topic. I love the way you hosted us through this topic, through this question. So thank you so much for being our host
I
at this
appreciate
immersion.
that. I appreciate that. Actually, it's really a little bit hard to talk about this subject to me. I don't have enough vocabulary, but I did my best. So,
We are
Miriam,
we,
I really
I'm
like it. I really like it when you put it, the video. It was really interesting. It was my first time that I saw this on here, and was a good idea. Congratulations, and I really like it. The topic, the conversation, the immersion was really good.
That's awesome. And as I've mentioned, it was really like to meet you guys. And I hope you have a good one. And I hope you can participate next week, the same time, same channel. Okay, so I believe we can wrap this up. We are right now it's 7 p.m. So I wish you all have a good night, right?
good evening.